What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Josh's Comics. Been quiet a little bit. I was a little burnt out. Decided to take a little bit of time off and recharge my batteries. And honestly, I just didn't have much content to film this year. Like I said, with my new goals, I'm being a little bit more selective in my buying. Not buying as much, which is a good thing too. However, the local Philadelphia Comic Con near the airport went down over the weekend, and kind of has kicked us into con season because coming up over the next few weeks, we have King Kong in New Jersey. We will also have the South Jersey Comic Con over in not Woodsboro, what is it? South Jersey, anyway. I can't think of the name, but yeah, I can't wait for those cons come up, which we will talk about towards the end of this video. But again, I went to the local Philadelphia Comic Con. My buddy Joe always sets up. I went there, helped him set up as usual. Did some hunting, and this probably might be my smallest haul I've ever done on the channel. I went in with $40. Reason for being that it's the end of the month. On top of that, I'm saving up for King Kong, so I didn't want to spend too much. Believe it or not, I actually spent less than the $40. So we'll go with price at the end of this and talk. But I think for the handful of books that I got for a great value anyway and did pretty good. So you know, let's jump into it. We'll talk about it. But before we do me a favor, hit that like button and please subscribe. It helps out the channel. And check out some of my other future content as well and older content. I think you guys would enjoy. So my buddy Joe says, hey, pick out a few books, $5 or $10 books, and gives them to me for free for helping set up the wall and organizing and doing stuff and hanging out. So, I'm going to take advantage of that. Picked up a few books from him. We'll start off with the first one, Wonder Woman issue number 30, and this is a Jenny Fizen cover as well. Jenny actually did most of the Rebirth Wonder Woman, which I know it was over 60 issues, I think. It might even be higher, up to the 80s. I'm not sure. But yeah, just another great Jenny cover added to the collection. Hoping to maybe meet her this year at one of the cons that I'm going to. We'll have to see. This next seller had some really great stuff. Now, towards the end of the year, he won't have the half off key issues. He just has like the dollar books. But the last two times we did a show in January and we just did the show here in March. He had a half off keys, and I think it was about 6 to 8 short boxes, and that's where I got some of my good stuff from. Now, so this is stickered at $4, but it was only $2. But I tell you the deal I made out with him. So this is Poison Ivy number 10, and this is the Joshua Middleton variant. Yeah, I met Joshua, at Baltimore Comic Con, hoping to meet him again there. If not, if he's at Terrificon as well, need to get the signed by him. This is a great cover of Poison Ivy from him, and I knew automatically it was him, even though it says, you know, uh, variant cover by Joshua Middleton over here. Which, by the way, I love one. They have it where a few years prior to this, it just said variant cover, and it wouldn't tell you the artist. Now it gives you a variant cover with the artist's name, so that's pretty cool. Great book. And like I said, Josh, like, me, but not. I wish I was as good a draw like that. His art is very easy to spot for me. I know his Poison Ivies are the same as Catwoman's, Batgirl, so yeah. This next book, this is a book I got from Joe. Harley's Little Black Book, issue number 1, and this is a sketch variant from J. Scott Campbell. Surprisingly, this book is not worth a whole lot, but I think it's a great sketch cover, and I think it would be cool to get signed by J. Scott Campbell if I ever get a chance to meet him. Also comes with the poly bag as well. And he also had the same version of it, but in color. And then I think there was another variant of that. I think there's 7 total. So it's still pretty cool. The last book I got from Joe, This is like I picked up last time, actually at the last show from the other guy I was telling about the half off books. Batman White Knight, issue number 2, first appearance of Baby Doll. A little bit of color touch on the back. Joe says it's a 9698 candidate. I want to get this in a 98. Again, I am hunting for modern rogue villains in the 98. So yeah, we'll have to take a look at this and send us in. But again, Baby Doll 2, if you're not familiar with that rogue gallery, she is introduced in Batman the Animated Series. Essentially, as an adult that has a rare condition where she looks like still a baby, even though she is in her 30s and 40s. And this has a great couple episodes in the animated series. And I'm surprised it took so long. And the White Knight, which I think came out sometime in the like mid 2010s. I think it's 2011 or 2012 this series came out, if I'm not mistaken. So surprisingly, it took her that long to get a comic appearance, even though she appeared in 1992. So, and then the last couple of books, well, 2 of the books out of the 3, again, I picked up from that one seller. He had a half off. $10 price sticker, only $5. This is Avengers Ultron Revolution, and this is a nice little key. This is the first appearance of the animated universe version of Miss Marvel. I think that's pretty cool. He had a couple different copies of this. Some were actually priced at 5. That's because they had some ticks on them. I do think this is a great high near mint copy. Don't think it's anything to grade it, but I think it's a great issue, and I love the character Miss Marvel, so great to collect that. Another seller was set up next to Joe, and I was just going through the stuff, and it was halfway through the show, and I still didn't buy anything yet. And I wasn't trying to, but I was like, I'm gonna get a little bit for the channel. And I saw this sweet variant, which I couldn't pass up on, and I'll show you why. Batman: The Adventures Continue, issue number 2, and this is the Dustin Nagami cover variant, if I pronounce his last name right. Yeah, I probably butchered that, but look at that. Look at this. I mean, it's got everybody on there, even the Batmobile and all the rogues. So I definitely want to turn this down. And this is also the first appearance of Sunny, protege of Deathstroke. So that was still pretty cool. Paul Dini continued the Batman adventures for 3 different runs. I think it was what 16, I think it was 17, I think it was 7 issues for the first continuation, and then the other 2 had 8 issues in total. So continuing to build out the Batman Adventures universe, and I just that's my passion, that's my home. And the last book, I do think is a bit of a good book to talk about. Bit of pricey book too, the 9.8. Now, again, this seller had, half off the price sticker. And I saw this, man, and I'm like, I knew it was something, but I couldn't remember exactly. And I know that Avengers: The Children's Crusade variants can be a bit pricey, especially issue 1. So check this out. Issue number 1, second printing, only 3,126 copies were ordered from retailers and stores. This is hard to find. Again, little over less than 3,000 or 3,100 copies. Yeah. And again, price sticker of 30, but only $15. I said, sure, I will take that. So essentially, I got the Miss Marvel book. That was 10, but that was for 5. And then Joshua Middleton cover was 4. It would have been like $2 or something like that. And then with this was 15. So I just said, hey, instead of paying $22, I said, would you be all right with $20? And he said, sure. So for $20, I got this along with the Miss Marvel and the Joshua Middleton cover. I think that was a great steal and a great deal, honestly. And he had some other books that I was kind of interested in, but again, I wasn't planning on spending all my money. So, with that being said, how did I do? I did great, guys, because I still have $12 in my pocket. Yes, that's right. I'm very happy about that. My goal was not to spend the whole $40 I took. So I'm walking home with $12 to put towards King Kong. So before we start talking about King Kong, do me a favor. If you've made it towards the end of the haul, hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. It really helps out the channel. Um, yeah. This weekend, this Saturday coming up is King Kong, and I cannot wait. I'm excited. It's a good way to start the con season off for me. You do, and it's back to back. I did Philly this weekend, King Kong next weekend, and then the week after that will be the South Jersey comic show set up by Frankenstein Comics. So that's going to be a fun time too. But King Kong is one of those shows that I do a little bit of razzle and dazzle, as you would say. I make it a big show. So I got some plans set up for the show. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know if anything's gonna work out, but I know that I will be buying some books. So we'll see what happens with that. I can't wait. I hope to see you guys there. I will be at the 360 booth, of course, with Joe and Pope of Chilitown. We'll also be there helping out. Guys, come stop by and say hi. If you're in the area or even within a few hours of a drive of the show, I think it's worth the drive. I drive about an hour and 40 minutes up there. I know people that drive from Connecticut 3 or 4 hours down. This is a show for comic collectors. It is a smaller show, but it is so worth it. I want to say there's probably at least 12 to 15 vendors around about that amount. And guys, we're talking Golden Age all the way up to modern. Uh, Anything you can think of will be there. Strictly Comics. The first 100 paid attendees to get in through the door will have a shot at winning a 4.5 ASM 129 first appearance of Punisher for free. And then I think the second grand prize is a whole set of Pokemon cards. And I think there'll be one vendor there selling Pokemon as well. But it is a comic con for the comic collectors, and I cannot stop talking about the show. I highly recommend it. It's between Matt, Terrificon, and Baltimore are my three biggest shows of the year that I have ever attended in my life, and I love all three for certain reasons. But if you can, please come see King Kong. It is a fantastic show. I'm going to be doing more footage this time. Try to, more of a slower walk around if I can. On top of that, like I said, I'm planning on buying some books. We'll put it like that. So, and if you guys have watched my video from January where I talked about my 2026 collecting goals, you probably know what I'm going for. So, it has been a nice little time to relax. February was my kind of off month, and it was my birthday too. I turned 32, and on top of that, I did buy some original art. So that will be coming in a video probably after in a couple weeks. Probably be the next video that drops will be the King Kong video, and then I will probably do a video for that. If not, it might be pushed back because of the South Jersey Comic Con as well if I attend that. So, but yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I will see you guys at King Kong. Until next time, stay safe, take care of each other, and as always, we will see you in the next episode of Josh's Comics.